What's up, you guys? I hope life is doing you well. I hope life is massaging your loins. I hope everything is good, great, grand. I just had this thought earlier. I was in my minivan and I was getting into it, and it made me flash back to it was about a week ago. I pulled up, and my minivan is my everyday vehicle. I pulled up and I was, next to a bunch of younger kids, I guess, and they were in a Jeep, something like that. And they were kind of looking over at me, kind of like, I don't know, I don't even know what they were doing, but they were kind of like, oh, sick minivan, dude, you know? But it's like, I don't care. I own a F-150, an older F-150, and a minivan. And the F-150 is my work truck. As some of you all may know, I sold my Subaru, which to me is a luxury vehicle. I love that thing. So many safety features. If you would start swerving into the other lane, it would, correct you. It took so many road trips in that car. I miss that car so much, but had to sell it to grow the business and get this. But I don't drive my work truck at all except for work. I can't have anything go wrong with it. It's already older. It's a great truck, but I'm not taking that risk. So my minivan is my everyday vehicle. And to me, it's like I will drive that minivan until the wheels fall off of it. I was talking to my buddy the other day just about business stuff. I was in his truck. He just got a new truck. It is probably the sickest truck I've ever seen. This truck had absolutely everything. It had the looks, it had the features. I've never seen a more beautiful truck. And he makes good money. I don't necessarily know if he can technically afford it. I mean, it's an $80,000 truck. I don't know all his situation. But he's also self-admittedly, he's kind of bougie about vehicles. And then I get out of that and I get in my minivan. And to me, it's like, man, the average car note in America right now has just surpassed $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month. 48% of Americans make $30,000 or less a year. $1,000 a month. And there is something to say for, wanting to feel powerful, wanting to feel strong in your vehicle. But for me, I would rather, and I'm not trying to sound, above, because, I've made a crap ton of mistakes, and I'd be lying if I said my ego hasn't crept in and been like, oh my gosh, just sell both of these vehicles, get you a nice ass truck, get a car note that's $350, $450 a month, something like that. But it's like, man, I'd rather invest in, retirement, stock options, save up for, a rental property, pay for experiences, things like that, helping out family. And of course, I think it was a couple summers ago, my girlfriend, she busted ass, saved up everything she got, and she bought her a vehicle. Not a fancy vehicle, paid all cash for it. The paint's kind of peeling on it, but I'm just so proud of her for doing that. I mean, that's amazing. And a lot of people can't say that. But I get how enticing it is to want, just want a nice vehicle. But just don't worry. Have your mindset on some goals. Don't worry about what other people think. Because at the end of the day, everyone is so consumed with themselves, they don't really care about what you're doing unless you're in middle school or high school. And if that's the case, I understand being insecure and self-conscious about stuff. But if you're over the age of 18 and you're judging people, well, for anything for that matter, but, especially for vehicles or what have you, what are you doing? We're all just trying to figure it out. Just try to think long term. Try to think long term. And I know just as well as anyone, I have made so many mistakes, monetary mistakes, personal choices. Nobody's perfect. But just try to think long term. Americans are statistically awful at investing. I mean, not to mention our diet is awful. I love this country, but there's some things we do need to tweak. Financial literacy is awful. And it's up to us as we get older to learn it all ourselves, but it just becomes normalized to have a high car note, have a nice car. You know, even if you know, say it's not, you know, a high-end luxury vehicle, even if you have, you know, a $20,000 car that you have a car note, yes, if you can't afford it, hell yeah, get that. But don't let your ego get in the way of your future. You'll be digging yourself out of that hole. And as I said, I love my minivan. It's reliable. Granted, can't go on as many road trips. I mean, we've driven to the beach a couple times. It's been awesome, but I'm not trying to push it like I was on my Subaru. Just don't let ego get in the way of your success. Everything will work itself out. Trust the process. Be smart about stuff. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to say that. Hope life is doing y'all well. This is the most beautiful day we've had of the year so far. Awful rainstorm yesterday. We got a job tomorrow, about an hour away. And honestly, normally don't like driving that far for the small job. It's like a roughly $500 ticket, which, but this time of year, you know, I'll take what I can get. We've sent in those estimates to the apartment complexes I mentioned, I marketed for. Fingers crossed, you know, it gets tricky with commercial units. You know, they want to pay less, and a lot of people out here are hurting for money right now. So you'll have an $18,000 job that somebody might quote for 10, 12K. But it is what it is. But yeah, I'll talk soon with you guys. Let's kill it. Bye.